So I would like, if we take into condition type and all, where we actually use those what conditions we require, like sales organization, customer and customer group and material and all that.
Hmm.
So in that case we can customize as per our requirement, right? Like as specific as possible.
Okay.
That's what was my doubt. Like, let's say for tax, we had discussed, like in this pricing only,
Hmm.
if the plant is in one state and if it has to go to another state,
Hmm.
then both, like the central tax and the state tax will be calculated accordingly.
Correct.
And yeah, so that is a tax part. But for pricing,
Hmm.
like same thing from one plant to another. If it's a local sale, like in interstate, then the pricing will differ. So we can customize that pricing also, right? Just the base price, as to like if we are selling it to other state, then the price of just the material can also be
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
everything. Not
yeah.
only taxes, prices, discounted, okay, discount condition type, freight condition type, okay, surcharge
Okay.
condition type. There are multiple type of prices comes into picture, right? Price component to be precise.
Correct.
Like one is
Correct.
main
Correct.
price, then you can have some freight charges, then will have some taxes. Taxes could be further divided into state tax, central taxes, state-wise taxes that could be different. Okay, every country has their
Yeah.
own legal obligations for taxes. Apart from that, there
Ah,
could be some sort of discount, some sort of promotion discount you will be giving, right? Even if you go for discount,
yes.
also there could be multiple type of discount. But one discount that is applicable to the whole one, maybe for one customer you are just asking them, okay, maybe for the few order I will give you some discount, or the first order like in Zomato and Swiggy you must have seen. For first order they give some
Yeah.
100 rupee discount or something like that. Right? So that kind of discount could have. Another type of surcharge could have, let's say, government is imposing some other duty on some certain material. Okay, then that additional
Mhm.
surcharge has to be added for that. Okay, so all those, let's say packaging. Let's say packaging material is something which is a significant amount. It's causing you, okay, to the company.
Yeah.
So that time we charge that picking or packing component also to the customer. So that could also be one of the charge condition type, right?
Yeah, so everything can be like I mean, what do you call, segregated and also quantified, right?
Right, right.
Accordingly.
Everything, every condition type can have that thing. Multiple
Okay, okay.
field combination, and then you,
Yes, combinations, correct.
yeah,
Yeah,
this combination, and then accordingly. But that combination, as I said, it's completely a business call. How they want to control.
yeah.
And let's take example. Let's say a company comes to you and they ask, okay, boss, I have 100 customer, okay, and out of that 100, let's say few customer are my large scale customer, few are small scale, and few are mid kind of
Loyal
thing,
customers who keep buying every time.
right?
So,
So maybe if they ask, I want some certain pricing or discount to happen for that particular criteria, then you need to
mhm.
take that. Let's say you will use that customer group or something, that field you will use as a segregation. You need to maintain the
Mm.
data, and then that field you will consider in your pricing as well. So then you will have that control based on that particular field. Okay,
Okay, yeah,
we'll discuss all this once we are into this pricing topic. Now we'll cover all those. Okay,
yeah. That is why I didn't want to mention now because it might get confusing. So, yeah,
no, no, no
it's
problem.
okay. Yeah,
Okay, so I think let's start now. I think we joined. I think one more guy is yet to join, but I think we can start. Uh,
yeah. Yashwant Reddy, I guess he's not joined.
okay, let's start because anyway 6 minutes we have already passed.
Yeah,
Okay, so this I think we covered, right? Minimum water quantity we covered that, correct? Minimum quantity also we covered. Yeah, so this my screen is visual, right?
yeah. We stopped here
Okay.
last class.
So now this is your sales of data too. Okay. These all are views. As I said last time, these all are views actually. When you go to Inventory Master, these all are views. As I said earlier, these all are views. Basic view, sales of view. Okay. Sales text view, purchasing view. So we have similar kind of classification for each this one. Okay. Now we are talking about sales of two. You see, if I simply go to sales or two or this one, I don't get much data. I see only the general item category group. Why? Because I have not selected the sales area. Because when you are talking about sales of something, sales of data, then you need to specify which sales area you want to see the data, right? So you need to click here on say org data. Then you can select some plant. Let's say 1010. Then you need to select some sales area. When I say sales area, it's a generic term actually, not exactly we are just giving sales org and distribution channel. We are not mentioning the division. But in general, we call it okay, put the sales area. Okay, so don't get confused in that case. You may mention the sales org and distribution channel. Then you press OK, and then you see all this data comes into. Okay, here also you see material group one thing. Anyway, let's go one by one as per the notes itself. This material statics group. Okay, you when any transaction happen. Okay, when let's say order to invoice. Okay, SAP itself has some sort of reporting. They call it LIS. I think Logistic Information System or some full form is there. So in the back end, SAP also updates those data like order related data, delivery related data into the LIS system. But as I said, this LIS I have not seen till in my career at least. I have never seen any company who is using this LIS. But if someone asks you, do we have any control in material master whether the sales data to be updated or not, then you need to tell, yeah, there is one field called material statics group. Okay, this field decides whether this when you create any sales order, delivery related stuff with this material, whether that data has to be updated in the LIS system or not. So we have this control layer. Okay, in SAP where we have this one. Okay, don't go too deep, just simple answer whether my delivery or invoice or order to be updated in LIS system for a particular material. So that control we have in our material master sales of data to material statics group. Okay, this much is enough for this field. Don't go that much how it gets updated, where it's updated. It's not that useful actually. Now see material pricing group. So this field will be using for pricing purpose. Okay, like say it says grouping of material which has the same kind of pricing. When you do a pricing, let's say in our case, let's say we are talking about musical instrument. Okay, then all your guitars will have some similar type of pricing, right? All the pianos will have a similar type of pricing because the product itself is a different group. So similarly, in real world also, sometimes what happens, your material will be classified based on a pricing group. Okay, these all material has to follow this pricing. Let's say, uh, okay, let's say for guitar, okay, it's a very layman example I'm giving, but just for understanding I'm giving you. Let's say guitar. Guitar is something that you can carry, the customer can carry by its own, right? But let's say someone is buying piano. Then piano is a big thing, right? That the customer cannot carry to their location, okay? So what they say, guitar I will come and collect, but piano you need to deliver me at my home or at my ship to location wherever I'm asking. Then you see for guitar there will be no freight charges coming, right? Because that customer itself will pick up, it will take away from the plant itself. But for piano there will be some freight charges coming. So you see a pricing will be slightly different for guitar and this one. There is a freight coming in the piano part, piano materials, and for guitar these are not coming. So you see here also we have some sort of grouping based on pricing. It's just a very simple basic example I'm giving you. There could be multiple and complicated scenario as well. So for that particular in those particular case, you can use this field. As I said, you can. It's not mandatory to use this field. Even if you don't use it, that's fine. If the requirement is anyway fulfilled without this field itself, you don't use it. Okay. You see, in this case also we have not used it, but our also order delivery noise everything got created, right? So this is also an optional field. Whether you want to have control on based on some pricing group, so you can use it. Like here you see, for a spare part, you can have a different pricing, right? For finished goods, you can have a different pricing. What happens? Let's say you are selling some fridge or electrical equipment, or let's say piano itself you are selling. Then, if you are selling piano, then you also need to send some spare part also, right? Maybe the string or the key. Maybe some key may get damaged after some time, right? Then from where the customer will get that spare part. The customer you I mean the company itself has to provide it when you buy a car or something. If anything gets damaged, from where you get it? From that company itself, right? Though in the local market that part is also available, but generally the company itself sell it a spare part as a sales also, right? So that we call a spare part. So see, for a spare part a different sort of pricing will be happening, right? When you sell a complete car or complete piano, that time a different sort of pricing will happen. So for that purpose, you can use it. But as I said, it's not mandatory. You want to use it, use it. If it doesn't require, you can keep it blank, no problem.
Deepak, this material pricing group
Hmm.
is similar to customer account groups also, right?
The
So different
customer
different account groups.
customer price group. That's
Yeah,
it. There was a field in customer master, I think customer price group or customer price if something was there. Let me open that customer master. Customer account group is different.
okay. No, I mean, is it similar to material price group or is it completely different? Because for each accounting group, I mean, customer groups, we have different different pricing also, which we can categorize, right?
Right.
So that's why I was asking.
See, the customer material will have few fields, more or less same kind of functionality it will have. If you see account assignment group of material, similar field we have in our customer master as well, right? Let me go
Correct,
to sales
correct.
data. Let me take our sales area. Mm, we have a customer price.
Orders, it's
You see,
yeah,
price group. As I said, let's say for customer wise, if the business requires some customer wise pricing to be happening, let's say as I said, for big client they want some different pricing to happen. Let's say for government customer, different pricing has to happen, right? So then the requirement is to classify the pricing based on customer. So then you can use this field. Okay, even if you see, I think this is also the same thing about customer static groups. Here we have the customer static groups. Whether you want for this particular customer, I don't want my material to be updated in the statics. You can control with the customer field, customer level as well. Okay.
got it, understood. Yeah,
So you see, few fields are more or less similar. Like account assignment group. I think here also we have that account assignment group, right? I think the billing or somewhere it must be there. Let me go. You see,
yeah,
so each control SAP has created. SAP gives all the options in all the branches to have that control. Whether you want to use it, you use it. If you don't want to use it, you keep it blank. Don't use this field. That's it. Okay. Let's go back to our material master again. Volume rebate, not need to worry. This is not important field. Then count assignment group. This is account assignment group where we have, yeah, this one account assignment group of material. In full form we call it account assignment group of material. In the note it only says account assignment group. Okay. So account assignment group of material actually. Let me write it here only. Yeah. So this is, as I said, when you are selling, as I said, I give an example of, let's say I'm selling something, then I, based on a material, if I want my entry to happen, or in my diary, let's say I'm selling three kind of material. Okay, let's say I'm selling guitar, I'm selling piano, I'm selling home theater. And what I have done to segregate my, let's say I'm not using ERP. Think of a shopkeeper or a big, a small, a middle, whatever, middle type of company, small company. So what I did, I maintain three diaries, different diaries. Okay, whenever I sell guitar, I maintain in the first diary. Whenever I sell piano, I maintain in the second diary. So for that, as I said, for GL determination, this will come into picture. I think in our invoice, you must have seen this field. Let me go to our invoice. I don't know whether this is our environment, account determination, revenue. You see this field. If the requirement is to have the different GL based on the account assignment group, then you can use this field. If the business is no based on, for each material, I want the same GL. That's fine. For material wise, I don't want to have a different GL. You simply delete this field from this combination, right? You will remove this field. That's it. But if they say no, no, for different kind of metal, I want a different GL, a different diary to be where the entry has to be entered, the sales or that all those entry to happen in a different GL, then you add this field. This is all. See, this is a GL determination, but you see the concept. it's similar to pricing. In the pricing also we have similar kind of scheme, right? We have few fields here, and based on that some price was coming, correct? If I go back,
Yeah,
this is, you see, I'm into account determination, GL determination is happening. But if I go back, let me open another window. So I said that this is condition technique basically. As I said, at multiple places you will find this condition technique in SAP. Okay, let me open the same invoice. If I go to pricing, go to analysis, you see similar kind of concept. This is your procedure. In this is the pricing thing. You see analysis pricing, and this is determination. This is basically the procedure. What procedure? Pricing procedure, correct?
yeah.
What is this procedure?
Account determination.
Yes. The, the basic idea is this same only, pricing, I mean the procedure only. Then we have few condition types. Here also we have few condition types, you see. Then we'll have some combination. Like here we had that combination, right? You see, the
Yeah.
concept is more or less same. We are using here three fields to determine the price. Here we are using five fields to determine the GL. Field or mean you can say this combination. You see, concept are more or less same only. So this is condition technique. I'll cover this when we'll cover pricing. I'll cover all this. Okay.
Yeah, Deepak, isn't the customer assignment group and material group
Mhm.
uh, mandatory to be assigned for GL?
No, not required.
Not required. Okay.
No. But generally we do it because whenever you are selling, and this field, as I said, it's not mandatory. Okay, you can remove this.
Okay.
But what will happen in that case? You will have only your chart of account, your sales org, and account key. So if a customer or if the higher management asks you, boss, tell me how much sale we did in our guitar section. How you will say? Until unless you use this field, material
Hmm.
wise, you will use, until you use this field, how will you segregate?
Okay.
Understood. If you have only this higher level sales of only, that's it. Then it's very different to do this analysis and to create the report. Okay.
Hmm.
Generally, we use this field. I've seen most of the companies using this field. Okay.
Yeah.
Because at customer level itself and at material level itself, we have the control. Let's say for the time being, let's say they are not asking, but maybe in near future they may ask you. So it's better to
Hmm.
add this. Even if let's say they are asking, okay, for each every material I want the same GL, that's fine. You maintain same 0 1 in all the material. That will also work, right? Even if you don't use, that will also work. And if you maintain a constant value 0 1 in all the material, that will also work, right? So this is how we do. Sometimes we use that field not for control purpose, but for future ready, to make the system future ready. We use that field. Okay, let's go back. So this is what that field controls in the accounting GL when the invoice happens, which diary your sale entry to be entered. This field is controlling that. Right, item category. I think we already discussed that. It helps you to determine the item category in your sales order. Remember? Double click. So this 10. I shown you that, right? This item order type and this item category group. Based on these two combinations, this item is determined. Okay, you see when I press F4 here, I see all those options, but these all options will not work here. If I'm on display mode, it is coming. Let me go to change. Side. Also, I'll have that tab. As I shown you that day, I get only two. Why? Because in the determination part, I have only two things determined. And our order type was OR. And we have item category group and material master now. If you press OK, so this was the combination it is taking. You see, these fields are grayed out. Means this field will be coming from your material master or somewhere, the grade field. And this will be, this you can control which item category to come. I can maintain another combination here. As I said, this is also one of the interview question. that if the item category is determined something, but I want to change it to some other item category in sales order, how can I do it? So then you need to tell when in the item category determination, this is the T code for item category determination in sales order. So in item category determination, we need to maintain the manual item category field. Okay, you see this is default. If you see this default item category, this is your manual item category. Then another further next step question may also come. How many manual item category you can enter? If you see in this screen, you can only see three options, right?
Yeah.
But if you double click, you see there are 10 options. See, I can maintain up to 10 manual category. Okay.
What is the use of maintaining so many categories? Like, I mean, is there a purpose or
Yeah. Okay.
is
Let's
it
take an
like
example. Okay. Let's say you are selling a pen. Okay. So pen, the component of pen will be what are the components? There will be a cap, there will be a refill, there will be a chassis, correct? That basically higher level, these three components are there for a pen, right?
correct?
Now, let's say you are selling a pen. When you buy a pen from a shopkeeper, it doesn't tell you the price for each component. It simply tells boss 10 rupee or 20 rupee, whatever it is, correct? Or 50 rupee, let's say. So when you are selling a pen, that time also you are selling the refill and the cap, right? Let's focus on refill as of now. So when you bought a pen, the refill was included in the pen itself. But the pricing happened at what level? At the pen level, at a higher level, correct? But now let's say
Yeah.
after some time your refill got emptied. Okay, you use that pen and then the refill is empty. Then you need another refill.
Mm.
Then what you will do? You will buy another refill from that company.
Yeah.
Now think in this way: when you bought the pen, that time also refill came, but the pricing has not happened for that refill individually. But when you are buying refill separately, only you are buying refill, that time the pricing will happen at the refill level itself, correct?
Yeah.
So what you want in first case, let me go to some Excel maybe. Let's say this is my case one, okay? This is my case two. Here I am buying pen, complete pen. So as I said, component will be, let's say, cases, refill, and let's say cap. And this becomes your pen, correct? Here also there may be the chassis could cost some, let's say we have given example of 50 rupee, right? So let's say 50, chassis costs you some 20 rupee, refill may cost you some 10 rupee or cap, whatever, let's say 30, right? Or 20 only, right? So this is the internal pricing. But when you sell a pen, you don't want to confuse the customer. So you simply say pen is 50 rupee, that's it. Okay, so
Yeah.
what is happening? You are not charging the customer individually, even though pen contains the chassis refill cap, the pricing will not happen at the component level. It will happen at the header level, pen level. That's it. But in the case two, when you are buying to get buying only refill, then there is only one material coming into your sales order, right? Refill only.
Yeah.
This time pricing has not taken care and pricing has not happened, right? At refill level. But this time, since you are selling only refill itself, you want pricing to happen, right? Else how the price will come? You cannot give the refill free to customer, right?
Yeah.
Now you want pricing to happen this in this case. Pricing to happen. So how you control? You see, material is same anyway. Material is refill only, right? But for
Yeah.
this sales order, the pricing you want pricing not to happen. For this particular case, you want pricing to happen. So how you can control? Based on item category you can control. Here what you will maintain? Let's say you will maintain TANN. That means it's a free. And what you
Free.
will maintain here? TAN.
TN.
So how you can do? Now, which is more frequent? Generally, we will sell pen only. So in default item category, you will maintain TANN.
Okay, okay,
And whenever you want
okay,
to sell only refill and you want price to happen, what you will do, you will go to your sales order, you will change the item category for refill. You from TANN to TAN. So that time pricing will happen for this refill as well. Same material, but you want a different behavior in the sales order.
okay. Understood, understood. Okay.
There are a lot of other parameters that will come into picture when, as I said, if you go to VO4, there are few more field, usage and higher level item category. We'll discuss all this, but as of now you just understand what is the use of this manual item category. To have a different, or let's say, I'll give you another example. Let's say, uh, let's take pen example itself. Okay, this is another case where you will use this manual item category thing. Now let's say there is another example. Case one, I will be selling means company has the stock. Okay, company has stock. So when uh, customer comes, he asks you, I need pen 10 numbers or 10 pieces, right? You
Mm.
can sell it, no problem. But since you are selling from your stock, a different scenario. Now let's say there is another case. Case two, your company don't have a stock or your plant doesn't have a stock. Company do not have stock. Now what you will do? You don't want to lose your customer, right? In real world also you must have seen when you go to some shopkeeper and let's say that material is not available in that shop. What he says, just wait for some time. I'll get it from my godown. They'll say like that, and then
Yeah,
you don't know whether he's buying. I mean, whether he's getting that material from godown or maybe some of your similar shopkeeper, he will go and he'll say, boss, I need this pen, 10 pieces, you give me, I will pay you. This all you must have seen in some shop, local shops, right? If they are not having the stock, they get it from some nearby shop and then they provide you. Why? They don't want you to bother to look for the material somewhere else, and also they will lose the customer also sometimes, right? If you say I don't have a stock, you go to and buy from somewhere, then the customer will say, why I'll, well, then next time why I'll come to you, I'll directly go to that company itself, right? To that shop itself. So the company or the shopkeeper don't want to lose you. So what they say, just wait, I'll get it. Maybe from the godown they'll get it, or maybe from some other vendor they will purchase it. So now also you see there is a pen only 10 pieces. But now this pen I am getting from some vendor. As I said, I don't have a stock, so I will get it from some vendor and then I will sell it. Right? So now you see, even though I'm selling sale pen only, I mean the stock received from some vendor, let's say. So as I said, in both the cases I'm selling the pen to the customer only. But when I'm selling from my own company or own plant, a different scenario, completely different scenario, right? From own plant, I will have in the plant, I will have the storage location, I will have the stock, I will have the pricing. There are different, but not only pricing. As I said, item category helps in controlling everything for that particular item, not only pricing, stock related stuff, credit management related stuff, right? But when the second case, when I'm selling it from, I'm getting it from some vendor and then I'm selling, this is a completely different. I don't have to check the availability and everything, right? Because anyway, I know I don't have stock. That's why I'm going for the second option. I'm getting some nearby shop and then I'm providing. So then also you want the same pen to behave differently in both the orders, right? In this case, the pen has to behave differently. In this case, pen has to behave differently. So you can maintain that manual item category in that case, a different item category that you will change in your sales order while you are placing the sales order. While you are creating the sales order, you will change it. Okay. So this is the use of that manual thing. And also, as I said, here if in the first screen itself, it will only visible up to 3 only. But if you double click, you will get all the 10 options. Okay. So many people don't know that we can maintain up to 10 manual category. You see, if you ask, many people will say, no, I think we have only one default category and then we have 3 manual. Okay. So you just need to understand, if someone asks you specifically how many manual category we can maintain, then you need to do up to 10 we can maintain. Okay. Let's go back. For normal item, few you, I mean, like in this case, I given you example for pen, right? When I'm selling the pen from my own company, that time the standard item category will be norm. When you are getting from some vendor or nearby shop, and then you are selling that item to the customer, that time the item category will be BANS. Okay, then let's say there is a different kind of pen. Okay, that I'm not manufacturing in my company, but what I'm doing, I'm getting it from some other company, and then I'm selling it to the customers. Every time it is happening like this only. I'm nowhere I have a plan to produce that material in my plant. Every time I get it from some vendor or some company, and then I sell it to the end customer. In those customer, in I mean in those material, you will maintain this third party item category. Third party means you are getting it from some third party, and then you are selling it to the end customer. So those material we call it a third party item or third party materials. So for third party item category, it will be BANS. Okay. Because every time, as I said, every time I'm getting it from some vendor, I'm not producing it. So I don't want my stock check to happen at the time of order. I don't want what do you call credit management and everything and not to happen in that case. So we can have this BANS. So at least two, three you need to remember. For standard item, it's norm, NORM. For third party, it's BANS. Now there is another case, IPO. IPO, since this word came, let me tell you. These two are more or less similar. The only difference I'll tell you. Let's say I'm selling a guitar. Let's take a case of guitar only. I'm selling guitar, and one customer came to me, and I don't have that particular guitar in my stock. Okay, then what I can do, I will get that guitar from some other company, and then that company will deliver it to my company, and then I will deliver it to end customer. This will be one process. There could be another process. What will happen in that case, I'll ask the other company, boss, let's say Vishal has came for that guitar. So I'll go to that company, I'll call that company, I'll say, boss, Vishal needs a guitar. Can you just deliver that guitar to Vishal's address on behalf of me? That could also be one of the case, right? Same scenario. I don't have a stock. I'm getting it from some other company, and then I'm delivering it to the end customer. But in the first case, what was happening? That guitar was coming to me in my company, and then I was delivering it to the customer. But in the second case, I asked the vendor directly, boss, you deliver it to Vishal directly. You don't have to ship the guitar to my company. You send it to that Vishal address that directly. That is fine. So that is your third party and IPO difference. In IPO, what happens? Your goods will be coming to your company. When the guitar is not there, and I ask the other company or other vendor, that company will deliver the goods to your company first, and then you sell it to customer. Let's say, as I said, in this case, when you go to the shop, you don't have a stock. So generally, this that is IPO process, where because the other shopkeeper doesn't give you the material directly. They give it to your shopkeeper, then your shopkeepers sell it to you, right? So you don't know from where they got the stock. Okay, and as I said, there could be other different requirement. Based on that, we go for this thing. But this is also one of the interview questions. What is the primary difference in third party process or third party item material cases and IPO process? So you need to tell this one. In third party, we don't get the stock directly. The vendor or the third party delivers it to the end customer. But in IPO, that stock will come to my company, my plant first, and then I will deliver it to the end customer. So that's the primary difference. Okay. That is two, three. You need to, as I said, in the interview, these people will ask you, what is the standard order type? What is the standard item category group? Okay. What is the standard account assignment group? Generally, this nobody asks account assignment group. Generally, this maybe I've seen many interviews. I've seen this one to be is being asked. So this you need to remember a few things. Okay. Not all. There will be a lot of item category if you go there. The metal master. There will be n number of item category groups. Okay. You see, there are 73 entries. So you don't need to remember 73. If you remember 2, 3, that is also fine. Norm, BNS, BNC. Up to 3 also, if you tell, that's fine for you people. Okay, there are few. If you see, there are many different item category group as well, like make to order. bill of material pricing, item level pricing. So you have different combinations. Okay, this is also another topic. I don't know whether to cover this one now. Okay, let's say as I said, when you are selling a pen, right? I gave that example when you are selling pen, right? So that time, what I told you, the pricing is happening at the header level kind of thing, right? You don't charge the customer this wise in the component wise. That only we can call it, right? These all are component, correct? In simple language. Component. And this is your main material, correct? So in SAP, what we call it? We call it BOM. BOM means bill of material. So bill of material of pen is these three materials. Now, as I said, in this case, we took the example when the pricing is happening at the pen level itself. But let's say there could be a case when when you are selling a pen, but you have a different color of refill, right? Red, blue, black, and every ink having a different price. Let's say blue is a costly one. Then what you want, based on my refill color, I want the pricing to happen. Correct? That could also be one example. So what you will do in that case? You will do the pricing at component level, not at the header level. Okay, so that's what it is in here. It is written there. BOM header pricing means you are charging or you're doing pricing and everything only for header, not on component. But here, as I said, when you want your pricing to be controlled at the item level, let's say the customer is asking for a blue color pen. So what you will do, the chassis will remain same, but the refill will be changing, right? And you want that pricing to be controlled at that level. So that we call it as BOM item level pricing. Okay. This is just a concept. If someone asks you what kind of pricing we can have in bomb level bomb for bomb material, so then you can tell we can have a header level pricing and we can have an item level pricing. So if the interview in the interview these people ask you what is header pricing, so you can tell the same example also for pen like we discussed. Same example you can give. That will also work. Okay. Now, yeah, this is one field pricing reference material. This one. So now let's say uh, let's say you have some 10 or 100 number of material, okay, 100 different material you have, but the business requirement is that all 100 material should behave like a different material. Let me go here. Let me get some 100 material maybe. Let's say these all are your material. Okay, any number you have. Let me extend it to 100. Okay, let's assume these all your material number. Okay, different materials you have, and then there is another material. Let's say XYZ or anything. Let's say XYZ only. But the requirement is this all material should have the same price as XYZ only. If I change the price of XYZ to 20 rupee, then all these materials should also be sold at 20 rupee. So kind of link. You see, these all materials are taking a reference for pricing this material only, right? So for that case, you use this field. For each of this material, what you will maintain? You will maintain XYZ here, pricing reference materials. So what will happen? You maintain the price for XYZ. Let's say after some time, the company says, okay, now I want the price to increase. I want it to make it 22. So you will only maintain one condition record for this XYZ. You don't need to maintain condition record for each of this material.
No, Deepak, I did not understand. I mean,
Okay, let me take few case. Maybe then you'll understand. Let's say you have ABC These all are your materials, right? And company says these all materials are nothing but a version of this material, right? Let's say the version of this material, and they want the pricing. Let's say this is the price for March, right? March 2026, and in the April they have different pricing. Let's say in June they have a different pricing, or May, in the May they have different price. Let's say 24 or something. Maybe the price may increase or may decrease. Now what you now let's say what you can do. Think simple. These all material to be sold at 20 in the March. These all same material to be sold at 22 in the April. These 10 material to be sold at 23 in the month of May. So now what you can do, you can maintain your pricing like this also, right? Material, you can take all this material in the combination and then you can maintain your price. That is very much possible, right? This will also serve the requirement, correct?
Yeah, yeah,
Now let's say April came. So what you will do? You need to go to VK11 or VK12 every time. You will go to VK12 for each material. Then you need to change 10 times. Correct?
yeah.
Correct? So to overcome this scenario, what SAP has provided, you can make some pricing reference material. This is your pricing reference material.
So it is basically similar to material group, right? Group pricing,
Kind of grouping
something.
you can say, similar kind of functionality we have, but not exactly grouping. It has a different meaning and it has a different
Okay,
requirement in the business. Now what, let's say what I will do, this is our case one, right? This was my case one where I what I did, I maintained for each material, right?
individually,
Yeah, each
individual.
material I maintained. But what the demerit of this one, I have to make it every month, I have to maintain 10 records, correct? Now let's take case 2. Here what I will do, I'll simply maintain for one material. And what will be your material? XYZ. And since this XYZ I have maintained as a pricing reference material in all this material. So whenever I change the price of this XYZ, automatically the price will change for each material. So next month what I need to do, I just need to change one condition record, VK11. I don't have to do 10 times.
Deepak, one more scenario,
Mhm.
like when we are doing the pricing, right? There is this moving price and standard price. So can we control this each material
Mhm.
there also? No, can we do it? Like I mean, let's say if we are
So
doing
that
moving
moving
price.
average price is the
Huh,
price the company buys it actually. That company has paid to the vendor. As I said, let's say I'm manufacturing pen, right? To
okay,
manufacture goods, I will need some raw material, right? I'll need some paint to fill in the refill. I'll need some plastic. I'll need some glass to make that pen, right?
yeah,
So I'll buy it from some company, right? Most of the company run like this only. They don't produce everything from the scratch. They get some raw material. They do some manufacturing process, right? And then they produce some finished good. So at what price I am buying that plastic? That is my that goes and sit in that accounting view one. That is your moving average price or standard price. That price
okay,
customer will never know at what price I have bought that raw material. Anyway, the customer has not will not have any interest in knowing that, right? At what price I bought. Since we have taken a very simple example, in the real world, let's say to manufacture a DI pipe, there could be 100 component, right? So the customer doesn't bother at what price you are buying that coal, at what price you are buying ore, at what prices you are buying carbon. They don't want at silicon. They don't want to go into all those. They just want tell me the final price, boss. I want to know the final. Even I don't want to declare it to end customer. Why? Because this is how business operates, right? You never want to know the end customer to know that how much profit you are making. If you are telling that initial cost that you have paid, then the end customer will also come to know, okay, this company is buying this raw material so cheap and they are selling 20 rupee each pen. So they are getting very good margin, right? And no, none of the business wants this to happen. The end customer to know the profit, right? So that is for your internal calculation. You need to maintain that price. In VPRS, as I said, VPRS will come or may not come in your sales order. Even though it comes, it will not change the customer price. It will never change the customer price, because that price is something you have paid to your vendor, not to customer. So you don't want that VPRS to be declared for the end customer. But as I said, for internal calculation, let's say as I said, I'm buying plastic from 10 different vendor, right? So then I need to do some calculation, right? From which vendor I'm getting cheaper and how much stock I'm getting. You need to have all those entry in your system as well, right? That's what I mean. For that purpose only, you are using ERP. So you have that moving average price or standard price. That is price to you. Think in this perspective. That is the price you paid. Even though you are a company, you are also buying. When you are buying from some vendor, as I said that day also, for vendor, you are the customer, right? Let's say Vishal is manufacturing some pipe, right? I mean that plastic. Vishal is a small company, but Vishal is selling it to, let's say, Tata Steel. So Tata Steel is a customer for Vishal. But when Deepak wants that pen, Deepak will go to Tata Steel. Now Deepak becomes a customer for Tata Steel. Okay, so the price that you see in VPRS in the accounting view, that is the price that has happened during the transaction between Vishal and Tata Steel when Tata Steel bought it. But when Tata Steel will sell it to me, that time that VPRS will not play any role, because that's the initial cost. Okay, so don't get confused. That is a different price, and when you sell it to the customer, that will have a different pricing. Okay, so understood this pricing reference material. Here we have to maintain only one. Let's say there are 100 material. Since we have taken only 10 example, let's say there are 100 material. So what you will do? Every month you cannot sit and 10. You cannot change that 100 material VK11, right? If you have this field or this pricing reference material maintained in your material master here, you will just maintain one condition record. That's it. It will take to all the 100 customer, 100 materials. Okay. So that time you use this field. I've seen in one of my company where it was happening, and even I was confused initially. What because what happened earlier, I was also what I did know. Let's say I tell you the real example what happened in my case. For XYZ it was maintained 40, okay, and for ABC it was maintained 30, okay. And as I said, let's say now as of now you only focus in this ABC and XYZ. So for ABC I maintained the pricing reference material as XYZ. Now tell me, when I will place the order, I will create a sales order by taking ABC, what price it will come, 30 or 40? Anyone? Any guesses?
Can you, sorry, I got a little confused. Like, can you explain the scenario
Yeah.
again?
Let's say this is my ABC material. In ABC material, I have maintained XYZ. Let's say this is your ABC material. I maintained XYZ here. Okay. So what I
Okay,
did, I told the system the pricing of ABC will happen based on this reference material. XYZ.
correct.
Now, when I place the order of ABC, when I'm creating a sales order by taking material ABC, which price it will take, 30 or 40?
It should usually take 30, right?
So why 30? Because you have told system that ABC pricing will happen based on XYZ only, right?
Yeah.
Then why 30 it will take? It will always take 40 because you have maintained that pricing reference material. So system will not check the price of ABC, it will check the price of XYZ. And since for XYZ we have maintained 40, it will always take 40. Even if you maintain a price for this one,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me show it right away. No problem. I'll show it in the system itself. Wait. Okay, but I need to add that field as well. I don't think this field is added in the pricing. Okay, so we'll see it in some other time. To understand why the 40 will come in my sales order even though I have maintained 30. Why? Because I have
Uh, will it override the material this thing because we have added
no
the
material will remain ABC
price?
only.
Correct, correct.
Material will not change. But the price it will not take 30, it will always take 40. Because why? Because this XYZ is maintained as a pricing reference.
Okay.
Okay. In simple term, what do you do? Let's say I ask you you create this thing by taking reference of that thing. Okay. Some other example I give you. So what you do similarly. Okay. Let's say when you are drawing something, I give you some example. Okay. You're drawing by taking reference of that drawing. So what you do? You are drawing your own. You are making your own drawing, but you are taking everything from that particular that example, right? That reference material. So SAP also behaves similarly. As I told SAP that this is my pricing reference material for ABC. Whenever I will place the sales order for ABC, system will always check the price of XYZ and it will always take 40. So this was happening in my case. Even though I maintained 30, it was always taking 40, 40, 40, and I got confused. Why the price is coming 40 even though I have maintained 30? Then I went to the pricing analysis. Okay, if you go, as I said, I told you, if you go to the analysis, you can see everything what is happening. Then I went to the analysis, and then when I see the combination, then I found that they are using that pricing reference material in the pricing also. So this is why every time, even though I'm using ABC, system is taking the material price of XYZ and it was taking 40, 40, 40. Understood? Now to get 30, what I need to do? I need to change this price as 30. Understood? If I maintain a pricing reference material and if I maintain pricing for that combination, these all will not play any role. Because when system checks the pricing, system will first check how system behaves. You need to understand system or every any other system, not only SAP. Every system, every software works in a different approach, right? Like top to bottom, because there are some codes written, right? These codes will execute in the backend and eventually in any other software. So SAP also behaves like this. When you are creating a pricing, I mean you're creating a sales order, before checking the price of this material, first system checks whether any pricing reference material is maintained or not. If it is not maintained, then system checks the price of ABC. But if system finds any material maintained in the pricing reference material field, then system doesn't check this price. System simply checks the price of XYZ. And if it finds the price for XYZ, it copies the same price in your sales order. Okay, to show it, I need to create a combination with by taking the pricing reference material. We'll see it maybe once we'll cover pricing. Maybe I'll show you that time. Okay, just remember this point, pricing reference material thing. We will cover it. But as of now, if someone asks you what is the use, so this is the use. For 100 of material, you can maintain one pricing reference material, and whenever you want to change the price for that particular 100 cases, you only need to change price for XYZ. That's it. Because everything is by pricing for is all these 100 material is happening by with reference of XYZ only. So whatever you maintain for XYZ, that price will follow for all those 100 cases. Okay. Uh, okay. Now we have sales general plant view. This is one of the important field actually, availability check, and this is something which is integration between SD, FI, SD, MM, and PP. In real world also, if you think, whenever let's say I'm selling guitar, my company is manufacturing guitar and it is selling. Let's say in my stock there are 10 pieces, and how that stock will increase unless until the production team produce some material and they upload, and then only my stock will be increasing, right? And then only I will be able to sell it. So all this control or all these configurations are controlled by this availability check. Okay. And as I said, let's say you are selling guitar by manufacturing it. You are manufacturing and then you are selling. So in that case, what you want? Availability check to happen. As I said, let's say in our case we have 10 guitar and Vishal came and asked for 10 guitar. I sold it to Vishal. My stock is zero. Now let's say Yaswant comes to me and Yaswant also wants that guitar. Now I cannot give it to Yaswant, right? Because I don't have stock. So what I will say to Yaswant, Yaswant, you need to wait for some time. My production team will produce it. Okay. And then I will give it. Maybe after some 10 days or 20 days. So what is happening? I want system to check my own stock. Then only I can confirm to Yaswant. But let's say I am getting it from some vendor. I'm not manufacturing that guitar. I'm getting from some vendor and then I'm selling it. So at that time, then there is no need to do this availability check and all, right? And also, not only for this one. Let's say when you go to your Reliance Mart or DMart, anything. Let's say for grocery, there also similar sales order is happening, pricing is happening, everything is happening. Maybe these people are not using SAP, a different ERP. These people must be using, but the concept is same. There will be some order, there will be some pricing, there will be some invoicing. Now, when you go to a shop, you see the goods right there, right? Let's say you want to buy atta 5 kg. You can see that 5 kg atta lying there. You pick that 5 kg atta, you go to the billing counter directly. So there is no availability check required in this case, right? Because you can see the stock right in front of you. You pick it, you go to the counter, you bill it. So there is no need to perform availability in these cases. But in our case, I said, let's take in our company case guitar cases, and my company itself is manufacturing that guitar. I need that availability to be happen, then only I can confirm. Okay. And let's stop here only because this daily requirement and individual requirement is something we need to discuss in deep actually, then only you will understand. So we'll stop here only. This daily requirement is also part of your ability check only. We'll cover this in the next class. Any confusion so far?
No, no.